Welcome along everybody. We're going to do a little video today how to remove steering wheel from the Emporium wagon. So this is a W212 Mercedes E-Class, but we have a W204 steering wheel inside. So we will look at what we need to do to remove it. First things first, you've got to disconnect the battery. So pop the bonnet. Also, if you like cool facts like I do, if you've got a massive head or you're fat like me and you want the bonnet open a little bit more, pop these little clipperoos off. They're like little limiters for the bonnet lift, and it goes almost vertical, which is pretty cool. Look at that, gives you loads more access. But if your struts are wearing out, just be careful because it might collapse down, squash your head. So the battery's located in here. Pop this clip off, clip to the side, boop, another one there, throw that over there, and then we got, should be 10mm, there we go. So make sure you got the kit to take it off. So we've got a 10mm socket here, twist it anti-clockwise, lefty loosey, just enough to get it loose. Do the rest by hand. If you can get the jobby off. There we go. I've got no one to help me today, so I'm doing it like a Blair Witch video. Found footage. Okay, lever that up. Use your almighty strength. Haha! Pop that somewhere safe. And then we usually get a cloth, pop that over the negative connection so they cannot touch. Okay, cloth in place to stop the negative going back on. If you look in there, that is a fantastic place to store sandwiches. Interesting fact. Okay, so now we're going to go inside the vehicle. This is an absolute state, I'm afraid, so I have to apologise in advance. So this is the steering wheel we're looking at. Flat bottom W204 facelift, but in my 212 E-Class. So most of these, there's a little hole, you see it just there. Okay, so we're going to be shoving a screwdriver in there to unclip the airbag. What one needs at this time is a small to medium flat blade screwdriver, and we're going to be looking for the little hole here, if you can see that. And it'll go in at a certain angle and it will just pop the airbag out. There you go, that's the one side popped, and then you will have an opposite hole on the other side of the wheel to where we're going to do the same thing. Just find the right angle. Shazam! It pops out like so. So I'm going to lift that forward, have a little look what's underneath. So in there we've got our cables attaching the airbag into the slip ring at the back, which we're going to need to disconnect nice and gently. So you can either disconnect them from the back of the airbag if you want to. These orange clips should push up with a small flat blade and they will lift out, or we can remove it from the slip ring itself. You see there is two little clip bits there and there. You see that? Let me zoom in. Zoom! Shazam! Shazam! So we want to push them in and pull that out. You might be able to do it with one's pinkies. There we go. Easy McSqueezy. So that's the back of the airbag there. Put that to one side. And then we've got this connector that needs to come off also. It's quite dark in there. It's sort of a burgundy brown connector. It'll be removed the same way. Need my right hand for this. No, I'm going to need two hands for that. In the meantime, this centre bolt here is what we're going to have to remove to take the steering wheel off. Now that we've got the airbag off, let me just show you what we were doing through the hole in the side. So you see where the screwdriver is coming in. It's a little bit dark there, you might be able to see, but what you will see is me pushing against the spring there, and that is what released the airbag. So I came to this thinking it was going to be a 16mm bolt like the BMWs all are, but it's not. It's this obnoxious Mercedes bolt here. So we're using this jobby which says 10 on it, so I'm guessing it's some sort of 10mm. I've never used it before in my life, I'll probably never use it again, but that's what we're going to use to undo this bolt. So these are usually Loctited on. I've got the extension on here which is giving a little bit of flex, so I'm going to pin the wheel in with my knee skills and get the guns out, try and get this to pop. Due to being a bit weak and this being a bit tricky, I've had to get the 1/2 inch breaker out to try get some leverage on it and help that the steering wheel's not locking. So trap that with our knees and try and get the breaker to work without hitting oneself in one's nuts. There it goes. Right, so now that that's popped, you should be able to do the rest by hand. Do away with that weapon. Or with one's ratchet. Knocking the camera over. It has flexed the metal in there a little bit, which is a bit worrying, but not enough for it to be a problem. Okay, it's time to come loose now. Can we do it just with one's hands? Yes. That. Get this bad boy off. Okay, as you can see, it's got a bit of Loctite on it to keep it in, stop it escaping, which is good. So we're going to keep all that kit together for when we put it all back together again. Come with me and we'll have a little look, see what it looks down the middle. So that's where your steering wheel connects onto your column there. You've got multiple teeth around that, and then you can just about see, I'll get my pointing screwdriver and zoom a bit more, but can you see a little notch cut out there that sits between these two lines? So that's how you know where your centre mark is. So always try and have your wheel in this sort of position when you're working on it, straight up, and when you put it back on, put it back in on the same position. And then to take it off, all you got to do is just pull it forwards towards you. Just set you back up here again, bear with me. Oh, have you been drinking? You're falling. Okay, and just gently pull it towards you. Now you don't want to yank it in case you haven't quite disconnected everything off the slip ring, because it could cause you some issues if you damage these connectors. Try and leave your slip ring straight as well. And here's the back of the wheel if you're interested, and my obnoxious paddle shifter extenders that I might add came with the car and I am getting rid of in favour of some of our very own carbon fibre ones. So that is how you get the steering wheel off. And to put it back on again, it is quite simply the reverse of the procedure.